Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm the Traditional Witch. My name is actually Christopher, but I did want to start a completely new YouTube channel on this channel. I've been actually doing YouTube for about, well, as long as I can remember, if I'm being honest, with a friend of mine. And I personally wanted to start this new YouTube channel to actually be doing other things as well as doing those other channels and stuff, but I kind of been taking a break from that because I haven't really known what I wanted to record, and I can't really record much because it's just kind of, I still live at my parents' house, I know. It's a little dumb, trust me. My mother is actually going through a very tough time with cancer and stuff like that, so I'm trying to wait till she gets better so I can move out. Like I said, I'm Christopher, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I actually live in Savannah, Georgia, which is considered to be one of the most haunted cities in America, which is great and also kind of scary. So I've been researching witchcraft and the paranormal since I was like 13 years old. My mom kind of was the first one who told me about that stuff and everything. I grew up Christian, so basically my parents are very Christian oriented and don't really like the whole witchcraft thing. My dad is a deacon, well, was a deacon in the church until he stepped down because stuff started happening and all that, but so I grew up Christian my whole entire life, and that's pretty much what happened there. I was adopted into the family that I'm now, and basically, like I said, we went to church pretty much every Sunday and everything like that until I turned about 18. Then I could start thinking for myself and, you know, doing what I want to do instead of going to church and other stuff like that. So I grew up Christian, but as you guys can tell, I'm now a witch. Another thing that people keep asking me, especially in my personal life, is, you know, are you Wiccan? Is Wiccan pretty much witchcraft? All that stuff. No, Wiccan is not the only type of witchcraft. There is other witchcraft paths that you can take, but I am not Wiccan. I actually am what they call a traditional witch, which I practice in traditional witchcraft and all that stuff. So for me, I work with a bunch of ancestors, I work with ancestors, I work with familiars, I work with spirits, and other stuff like that, and I incorporate that into my craft. So that's kind of how I enjoyed, practicing witchcraft. It's the way that I started learning how to do it and stuff, and I've actually been practicing witchcraft for a year. Like I said, I did research before and never really got into it because I could not do it, especially in my parents' house and other stuff like that. But recently, in the past year or so, I've been kind of practicing in secret, but at the same time, they kind of know what's going on because, I mean, I'm literally buying different things and they're always like, what the heck is this, blah, 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 blah. So, yes, I've been practicing witchcraft for about a year, but I've been researching it for a very, very long time. And I'm 20 years old now, so that's been freaking researching all this stuff since I was 13. What we're going to be doing on the channel, I don't use a script at all, which you could probably tell because I'm very ADD and I also am just not really good at speaking that much. I'll get better at it. I haven't done this whole like sitting down and doing a video type thing in a while, so I'm a little bit rusty, but I'll get better and I'll get back into my groove of things. But what we're going to be doing on this channel is a lot of different things actually I have planned. So I want to basically, I pointed at a book that I'm reading, but I want to start doing some book reviews and other stuff like that, and then I also want to kind of tell you guys about traditional witchcraft, because another thing that I haven't seen much of is, people talking about traditional witchcraft, people writing books about traditional witchcraft. I mean, there are some books on it, but there's not really much, and there's honestly, as far as I know, not many content creators that follow the path of the traditional witch and other stuff like that. So I really want to get into that a little bit, about my personal craft, and then also kind of what traditional witchcraft is and how you can start incorporating that into your own practice if you want to. But we're going to be learning about traditional witchcraft, and I'm going to be telling you guys about it, and I'm also just going to go into like beginner witch tips and stuff. I mean, you want to learn how to cast a spell correctly, or you want to learn how to do a ritual correctly, or something like that. I will personally tell you guys how I do it, and the steps that I go through, and everything else like that. So that's part of everything that I want to do, but I also do want to just have some fun on this channel, really get into different things, different topics that I want to talk about, folklore, other stuff like that, especially because in traditional witchcraft, you also use a lot of folklore as well. So that's kind of why I like talking about folklore. I love mythology. I love anything that is pretty much, you know, witchcraft related, and I really find pretty much every single path of witchcraft interesting, and I really like learning from other people and other stuff like that. We will also probably be doing some videos in downtown Savannah, which, like I said, is where I live. I don't live downtown where the most haunted stuff is, but I do live in Savannah around that area, so it's pretty interesting stuff. Another thing is that I have a miniature coven, and I had to look this up because we never really call ourselves a coven, because we didn't know like how many people are supposed to be in it to be a coven or whatever. But I've got, it's literally me, a friend of mine, and another friend of mine. We're in a 3-person coven, if you would even call a coven that. I looked it up on the internet and it said 3 or more is a coven. 2 or more is just a working couple. Technically in a coven, we don't really call ourselves a coven, but it's, I mean, we like practicing sometimes together and stuff, so I might introduce you guys to them. But I do have a lot of stuff that I want to do. I want to start telling you guys about tarot cards. I want to start doing all of this fun stuff with everything, and I just really want to enjoy making content for you guys and witchcraft content, because I know a lot of people are kind of scared to come out to their parents about being a witch, especially if you grew up in a Christian household like I did. It's pretty tough, and it's honestly, sometimes YouTube is the only place where you can learn how to do stuff without buying books or anything else like that, because if you do buy a book and they see the book, they're going to be like, what are you doing? And that sucks. But I will be here, and there's also a ton of other YouTubers around that enjoy making this type of content, and it's going to be a very interesting next however long I'm going to be doing this for. I also am in the middle of creating a website blog type thing for traditional witchcraft and everything else like that, but it's not out yet, so I'm going to be working on that as well as just doing videos and other things. So I'm not that great at speaking, and I hope that I'll get better at it, but for now you guys are going to have to deal with ADD me and trying to figure out how to do everything. If you guys can kind of see over there, the candle's lit. That is my miniature altar. Okay, so I don't have a big altar. I don't have a lot of space to do much because, like I said, I live by myself, or not live by myself. I live with my parents, but I wish I lived by myself. There we go. One other thing, I know this video is kind of getting longer than I thought it was going to be, but I do have an Instagram that I just created for traditional witchcraft and everything, so if you guys want to check that out, it'll be in the link in the description below. Also created a Twitter account, which I'm probably not going to do this video because I don't really have it set up at all, and I really need to. But if you guys are going to enjoy this content, I hope you guys will. It'll be pretty fun, and I promise I will have better talking things and go more in depth about different things. And so I hope you guys will join me on this amazing journey on YouTube, and I cannot wait to meet all of you guys and start commenting back and stuff like that. It's not going to happen right away, I understand that, but for anybody that has watched this, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.